Have you thought? This is your chance to become famous. Anna served Jack for 3 years without a promotion. Now's the time to exploit him. Weren't you in that room? Did I just hear you say immigration? No, I have high standards. See, Margaret. Why? Jack actually got Anne to propose to him on the street like she was job hunting. Jack's dead set on going back to work, and Anne, just to get that green card, drops her diva act and kneels down to propose. Sweet. Andrew, I'm listening. Just let the butterflies land on me. Here, let me handle it. I mean, I don't appreciate pranks, but I'll get it done. See you at the airport tomorrow. No time to waste. Gotta get hitched. They hopped on the flight to Alaska. All the way, and scheming about where to live after marriage. No way she's staying in Jack's tiny apartment, her place is way cozier. She never expected that this assistant following her for 3 years might have a surprising background. Upon landing, Jack's grandma and mom were already impatient. Just as they got off the plane, they couldn't wait to show Anne with the warmest welcome. Do you prefer to call her Margaret or the Divine Goddess? Both names sound grand. No wonder Grandma's zeal made Anne awkward. Grandma's affection was so endearing, totally without sarcasm. Anne felt like she didn't know where to stand. Then their car bounced along the winding mountain. After passing a picturesque lakeside, they soon reached a small town. But Anne noticed something odd. Many shops bore Jack's name. She wondered if her poor assistant of 3 years might be a hidden rich heir. You didn't tell me all about your family, dear. Are you hiding some secrets? Is it because this is his turf? Jack dropped the assistant gig and his attitude flipped like a switch. He casually tossed heavy luggage away, and suddenly this proud lady boss looked like a deer caught in the headlights, trailing behind Jack. After struggling to reach the docks, Jack brutally tossed the luggage onto the board, showing no mercy. No matter how indifferent Anne tried to seem, she had help when seeing Anne in trouble. What is the only way to Jack's? Anne braved the waves to finally reach their destination, and the next scene. It shattered her entire perception of Jack. A lavish villa sat sprawling on the estate, with friends already growing impatient waiting there for them, throwing a surprise welcome party. The cheerful greetings from neighbours and relatives combined with great food and music created a lively atmosphere, temporarily soothing Anne's frazzled nerves. Upon learning she was Jack's fiancée, the party atmosphere skyrocketed. Grandma's almost 90, it's a non-stop celebration. However, Jack's dad wasn't too excited about it. He thinks his son should bring home achievements, not a fiancée who's just an editor. When the father and son met, the atmosphere got awkward. Jack outright announced his wedding to Anne in front of everyone. Amid the cheers from family and friends, they forced their plastic love back into play, only for Jack's ex to crash the party. The two had to cook up a love story, awkwardly showing affection in front of everyone and bracing for Grandma and Mom's next move. In the following days, they found themselves sharing a room. Grandma pulled out a blanket from the cupboard, claiming it had special powers. But for a couple without romance, sharing a blanket was out of the question. Jack gave up his bed, letting Anne feel safe and secure. Though they worked well together, Anne felt uneasy sharing a room with a man for the first time, until sleep overcame her. It wasn't until noon the next day that Anne woke up to the sound of her phone, but the flashy signal was making her unable to maintain the not wanting to disrupt work. She went outside to answer. The dog escaped and was spotted by a hawk. In the blink of an eye, the dog was caught in midair. Anne quickly tossed her phone aside, rescuing the pup, only for the hawk to come swooping to Grandma and Mom. It was just a glimpse of Anne's endearing side, the exact opposite of what Jack had said. Jack woke up to this scene, but knew Anne didn't like pets. To avoid ruining the family's impression of her, he had no choice but to comfort her. He reassured her head by her new phone, all while awkwardly pulling her into a hug. However, his hand had a mind of its own, exploring her in ways that were definitely not approved. While Grandma took Anne for a tour of the town, Jack seized the chance to chat with his dad. Years of arguments later, their relationship was still cold as ice. Dad hoped Jack would take over the family business before he retired. Inheriting and managing a business? Jack's not buying it. He's passionate about editing. But after 3 years of pushing, he was still just an assistant, leaving Dad even more puzzled. Eventually, their disagreements reached a boiling point, and Jack vented his pent-up frustration on a long-abandoned boat. The moment Mom spotted this, she knew something was up and stepped in for damage control. Anne overheard the argument and pieced it all together. Jack had been trying to escape his dad's control. He wanted a life of freedom, not just to inherit the family business. This fake marriage might just be a cover. That night, Anne took the initiative to share her story. She lost her parents at a young age and has been living alone. No matter how brilliant her achievements, they couldn't fill the void in her heart because there was no one to share the joys with. She avoided mentioning her parents' funeral, never keeping flowers around, often hiding away for a quiet cry. She worked hard to stay strong, but her tender side was hard to conceal. Meanwhile, Jack stayed silent. He never expected that after 3 years, as her assistant, he'd find Anne's hidden side. The arrogant woman had many untold tales.